presentation. Please come in. Distinguished panelists on the dais, colleagues, friends, industry mates who are present in the audience. Very good afternoon to all of you. And at the beginning, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to such a generous and fluorescent introduction, which I don't think I deserve, but it's okay. 37 years I have been affiliated with this industry, starting from runways, tunnels, bridges, now working in a highway sector for last 10 years, affiliated with Ministry of Road Transport or National Highway Industry Development Corporation of India. So today's 30 minutes given to me, although prior to lunch and post lunch are a very dicey sessions. Prior to lunch, I remember my professor Pandey, V.V. Pandey, who used to say, "Ki hungry minds are angry minds. So just prior to lunch, never take a session, otherwise audience will get angry with you. And post lunch, it's equally drowsy session, but I will try to make you more comfortable by using some infographics, giving you information which will help your mind to emanate some queries or questions. I will walk through you few of the core concepts of highway engineering, mainly users' perspective and engineering aspects. It is well known that most of the affected users are which are vulnerable. We name it VRV, and this in today's deliberation, VRU, the vulnerable road users, have been defined by my earlier speakers as well. So after going through the sequence, VRV, then some crashes, its anatomy, why the crashes takes place, followed by I will try to give some philosophy of SSA. My previous speaker have also mentioned safe system approach, and then followed by some of the tools which are being used by highway engineers in the industry. I will add some case studies also. Happy to hear that Nagpur case study, which was done by my previous speaker. And at the same time, I believe in the coming session there is another case study on Mumbai Expressway, which I will skip. Now, as we are aware of this, VRVs, if you see the most vulnerable people who get affected by any crash are pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, three-wheeler users, elderly people, and followed by children and handicapped people who have got limited physical mobility. IIT Professor Saab has said that 75% of the two-wheeler people in the urban area are most vulnerable, and the study is going on over there. I'm sure that study is going to benefit everybody, including highway engineers. And most of our designers actually give very less weightage while considering their design of highways with respect to vulnerable road users, because they are focusing on passenger car units, then design speed, and how many kilometers of the road they have to produce in a year. That is the government mandate. For example, Ministry of Road Transport, Honorable Minister is saying that we have to do 35 kilometer a day. Now it has become 45 kilometer a day. So that concept of safety in highway planning or highway engineers has takes a backseat, which is not a very good ergonomic environment today. Now coming to the scale of problem, I have taken a study which is old 2024. Previously, we have discussed a study of 2024 also. It was a moth accident data where around 4.5 lakh accident road crashes took place and around 1.7 lakh people have died. It is 2022. It is not 2026. So you can extrapolate coming to 2026 also. And around 4.5 lakh people got injured. And the financial effect, the economic effect was around 3 lakh crore plus. If the vehicle growth is taking place 10 to 12% a year, you can well understand 10 to 12% a year. the vehicle manufacturers, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, trucks, buses are being inducted on our roads, which is a grave situation. The infrastructure is not able to match up. Today, if you take an example of Dwarka Expressway, Delhi Mumbai Expressway, Delhi Agra Expressway, when it was conceived, there was hardly any traffic. When it was induced in the commission, when it was commissioned for the traffic, it had a moderate level of service. Today, there is a traffic jam in Dwarka Expressway, which was commissioned 2 years back. So that is the level of growth which our industry is facing today. Although it is also a saying that these crashes which takes place over a period of time, it's a general opinion, are preventable. Preventable to the extent it have an engineering solutions. And it is also, as per the study fact, that 50% of the death which takes place in the crashes are of those uh, who are part of this vulnerable category of the people. And the elderly people are the most who never get all right after any crash which they undergo after 70 years of age, whether it's a hip replacement, whether. So these are the sensitive issues in a society. We should know it. And every crash is proportional to the speed at which it has encountered. If it is a 30 kilometer per hour, as it is seen, the 90% of pedestrian will be able to survive it. But if it is a 50, then it is a 50% chance. If it is a 65-kilometer, then it's only 10% chance that the pedestrian will survive it. This data is only with respect to the pedestrian, or if we extrapolate it to the two-wheelers, then it may change plus minus 5%, not going to make much difference on the issue of casualties. Now let us understand what is the anatomy of the crash. See, they say that crash is not an accident. It is a series, a sequence of events which takes place, and every fatal crash has thousand unsaid conditions around it. And this crash, as per the study, has come to a conclusion that 60% it is attributed to the human factor. When we say human factor, it is the driving skills, overspeeding, violation of rules, wrong side driving, fatigueness of the driver, distractions, talking on mobile, use of alcohol and drugs, and vehicle contribute to 30%. However, road environment, that is the condition of the road, is only 10%. But today in media, what highway engineers face is 100% blame is given to the highway engineers, which is a matter of concern to all of us. I don't say that engineering has to be absolved from these kind of responsibility, but at the same time, we have to make awareness around us as a highway practicing engineer. What is the root cause of? If the root cause is the mechanical failure or a driver negligence, then a pothole, which is a very small one, should not be attributed, and FIR should not be launched against those engineers which are over there. But notwithstanding, we have to be sensitized about the subject. Now, we should also understand that every analysis has to be based on some data. We cannot say that this crash has taken place, it is because of the blind spot or because of the wrong turning. The data has to be collected. There are typical hotspots which we can make out very easily, whether it's an intersection, whether it is a curve, whether it's a school zone, whether there is a work going on, etc., etc. And then after collecting a data, it needs to be analyzed scientifically. Like our engineering institutions and other scientific research bodies, CSRI, CRRI, etc., they are working on it. We should be well aware of that, which tool has to be used. And then we have to identify the high risk. This is how we can understand the anatomy of the crash, and then coming to a solution. And after providing a solution does not finish the work. It has to be monitored whether that solution is working or not. But end of the day, they say that all crashes are preventable. We must understand the design. Then we have to work out the traffic flow and the risk which is involved with the design. And based on that, the safety parameter has to be adopted. Now, coming to the philosophy, it was covered by Professor Saab also. This is a SSA, safe system approach. Safe system approach basically talks about key drivers, humans are going to make mistake. They are vulnerable to the making mistakes. Designs have to be in a such a way that to some extent these mistakes or error can be overtaken. That what are these things which can be overtaken, like force, early warning. These are the areas. So safe road, which can forgive the human mistakes, which was discussed. But how much safe you can make it, how many, what level of mistakes you can this thing. They say in Haryana roadways, going to Delhi to Panipat, the driver is sometimes is putting a dead weight on the accelerator because the road is too good. So this mistake cannot be pardoned. If he's going to hit somebody, you cannot say he didn't have a safe stopping distance. But ultimately, it comes to that only in finding it was not a good design. There was no warning. There was no speed breaker. There were no rumbles. There were no CCTV warning, etc., etc. But these are the alarms for highway engineers as on now. The times to come, the way the media and the other road users are getting aware, the brickbat is going to come to a person who is the and giving a solution to it, that is the engineers on the subject. Safe speed, safe vehicles, safe road users. This is the thumb rule of this SSA. If that is taken care of, then post care crashes. That means what is the response time? What's a golden hour which is there with you? You can pick up a people, you can save the life, you can make the ROW or pathway available to the other traffic so that the collateral damages, crashes, and piling up doesn't take place. This happens in Delhi Agra Expressway. The response time was less. Two vehicle collided because of the fog. There were nobody to give a warning to wait. In the bargain, there are 6 to 7 vehicles collided it, and there were casualty not in first two vehicles. There were casualties in the last 6 vehicles. So this response time post crash also has to be simulated and kept in mind. So this is where the intelligent transportation system comes into scenario. Now, after this, I'm coming to the philosophy what engineers chain of impact comes. See, there are 6 covenants as shown on the view file. It starts with the safe geometry. The geometry is the basic of any highway safety concept. If the geometry is incorrect, turning radius, visibility, stopping distance, overtaking distance, marking. So if the geometry is correct, your 90% of the problem is taken care of, followed by road safety. If by mistake the driver is not able to be attentive for 1 second or 2 seconds when he is going 90 kilometer per hour, there should be some zones. There should be clear zone. That's why we call it shoulders. We call it shyness. Then we have a safety barriers, which gives him some impact safety. Then we have some recovery areas also. In case he's out of the lane, he should be able to recover it. Then design of intersections, which is playing a major role as per the study. They say that most of the accidents where the traffic is interchanging, there is a lot of conflict points over there. Somebody is coming from lane one, exit one, going to exit six. Somebody is coming exit one, going to exit four. They are coming each other, and it's a fast moving traffic. Especially when you have a high speed corridor, the design speed is 120 kilometer per hour. You come to an intersection, he is not mentally ready to reduce it to 30 kilometer per hour. He will try to negotiate it at least 60 or 70. Similarly happens with the other exits also, and this is where the collision takes place. Then the management of the speed and the traffic, which is marking, incident reporting, then detecting. So as shown here on the bottommost portion, that is also another covenant over there. Then safe operations. When we talk of safe operations, that means whatever condition the commercial operation of the highway has been done has to be maintained throughout with respect to its marking, its drainage system, its vegetation control. In mountains, it plays a very important role. Road is not of 6 lane, 4 lane. If it's a 2 lane, when you go to Shimla or other places, the lot of vegetation keep coming. You don't see an opposite vehicle coming over there, so it comes into a safe maintenance category. Then marking, lighting, and shoulder maintenance as well. Most of the vehicles which go to the shoulder, anticipating it will have a same strength, will be able to give a same friction parameter braking also. It doesn't happen most of the time if the maintenance is poor. There is a level difference between the carriageway and the shoulder, and the vehicle tend to tilt on one side if it's on high speed and if it's raining. So this parameter plays a very important role to avoid any kind of crash. Then you have to plan for everyone. Some vehicles have a dim lights, not fully illumination capacity is there. Some pedestrians are there. Some cyclists or motorcycle are there. So designer have to keep a lane or keep a provision retro reflective paints, which were discussed by the previous speaker, is very, very important in these kind of cases, because motorcyclist will have a light which can see him only 30 meters or 40 meters. But if the road is available, he is going at 60 to 80 meters. If the small pebble is also there, not able to detect, he will fall down and he will have a head injury. Helmet is not the best option to save at the 60 to 70 kilometer per hour for two cyclists. So as an highway engineer, we have to understand what are the chain of impact with respect to our design parameters. Now, I would like to apprise the forum. There are common design deficiencies which most of the highway engineers have to keep in mind. One is that side distance. If you can't see it, you can't react it, you can't react it, you can't stop it, you're going to have a collision. Similarly, intersection, as far as possible, we should have a great separated intersections for high speed areas where the uh, earlier zone speed is 60, 70, 90, and suddenly intersection speed becomes 30. It becomes psychologically impact with the driver. He doesn't apply brakes suddenly. He still expect he is going with the same speed. Then alignment. At the time of conceiving a road, when we decide an alignment, we decide a speed, we decide the visibility, then we also decide a gradient also. Like one of the example, the gradient was negative 4%. Then the people were putting in a neutral gear and it was going with a great speed with the momentum velocity and hitting somebody and uh, taking the casualty in the bargain. Median opening, which is a very, very hazardous thing I have seen in highways. Any petrol pump chap would like a median to be opened in front of him because he is generating his client flow over there, which an highway engineer try to resist. And as per IRC code also 50-meter plus minus, they expect you will have a lane changer over there, then you will take a U-turn and then again change a lane and then go to the petrol pump. But most of the petrol pump owners, they put a force pressure, they cut medians illegally. That becomes a spot where the accident takes place. On a Jaipur highway, NH48, it was in the national news also. One petroleum tanker, I think it was a multi-axle vehicle. He was trying to take a turn. The people coming from other side was with 100 kilometer per hour. They hit the nozzle of that petroleum bowser, and there was around 200 plus people died. So this was because if the median is not properly aligned, you have not given a proper time to change the lane, parking space, look right, left, behind, and then take a turn. This is what happens in this thing. Similarly, drainage, waterlogging. I'll not say on highway the what hydroplanning takes place, but at the same time, if your tires are worn out, if the braking efficiency is poor, then sometimes in a high speed and high rainfall, before you apply a brake, it skids and goes into and hits the another vehicle, and the chain is triggered over there. Then last but not the least, which designers have to keep in mind is besides the design parameter, when engineers are maintaining this thing where the work zones are there, the work is being done, there is a special code for that. That has to be kept in mind. I'll be showing in my photograph some of the provisions which are applicable. Now coming to the operations, operations means good after good constructions, you made a safe road. It has to be sustained by right monitoring and it has to be operated in that spirit only. So when we construct, the quality has to be kept in mind. That is the testing, mixing, then followed by good workmanship. Some safety devices which are there in the design or in the contract has to be put in place. Then the crew has to be, which is the repair crew has to be trained how the repairing methodology has to be used. We have faced the this thing during foggy season. The gang which was repairing was uh, met with an accident and there are a couple of deaths, especially in Gujarat area. So those incidents have taken place. These days, the latest technologies, drone monitoring, AI based site imageries are available and there are dynamic control centers which are established on Delhi Mumbai corridor, at the same time on other highways where two or three engineers sitting over there can sense if somebody is driving unruly, their weather conditions are poor or some accident has taken place. So that monitoring has to be encouraged in our planning. What happens once you frame a contract, you don't put on this thing. So during defect liabilities in other places, contractor wants an extra money to be established these kind of monitoring system, which engineers don't give it, because they have to go to their higher ups to prove that ki, sir, this is important for life. That gentleman is going to ask ki, why it was not conceived. Somebody have to say ki, yes, it was a mistake. Nobody says the mistake. So what I am trying to suggest is we must admit if there is some mistake taken place in design, planning, execution, must admit in for the sake of the life of the people to be saved. So the good construction turns a safe design into safe road, but at the same time they say the monitoring keeps it that way. So this was the basically the concept of the monitoring which is on the highway. Now these are the certain guidelines. These are the rule books, if we can say, and these are the guidelines as my previous speaker was also mentioning, and like Professor Sarangi was also mentioning that IRC SP 88 it is a deficient on some conflict indicators. Absolutely correct. But these guidelines are actually output of it's a distilled output of various experiences of practicing highway engineers. These guidelines are made at the MOT with the interface from the industry, CRRI, and various other prominent engineers. And this has to be seen in that aspect. Today, in national level, there is nobody who's a rigid. If there is a good solution is provided. The latest technology available in the market with respect to color pigments, width of the rumbles, traffic calming devices, and the early warnings at what distances, because speeds have changed. When IRC 67 was conceived, speeds were not very high. High speed corridors were not there. Control access roads were not there. I mean, now fully control access roads are coming. High speed corridors are coming in a big way in entire India. So this IRC can be taken as a guideline, and practicing engineer can have their own thought on the subject, and they can devise their proposals before they submit for approval. Once it is approved, it can be implemented. The waivers are always there. Schedule D of any EPC contract defines about the specifications. But in Schedule D, all IRCs are written over there as a sacrosanct ki ye bhi karna hai, wo bhi karna hai. But if there is any changes, then the bottom of the schedule D, you can write it's a high speed corridor, or it is a totally access control corridor, or it is a corridor in mountainous area. So there will be certain waivers that will be done at the time of detailed design, what you call it DDC. So I will request my colleagues in the industry, when you are conceiving a proposal, when you're proposing a draft schedule D, you please write that note under it so that you have a flexibility with respect to the safety. Now, the Supreme Court Committee on Road Safety also talks about it. Your guidelines are good, your condition specifications are good, but at the same time the ground reality also have to be reflected when you conceive a project, and nobody is averse to this. What I have seen, little 5-10 years of experience working in Delhi and interacting with the planners, nobody is averse to it. If you say ki, if I don't follow this, there is a school zone. If I don't follow this, it's going to have a casualty on our future students. There will not be any issue on the subject. Shall I go ahead, sir? Now, roadside audit is a tool. This tool is basically to find a problem beforehand. Like we were talking, black spot is an policy which is after this takes place. But we have a roadside audit also. We have qualified road safety auditors. So RSA, road safety audit, there's a course run by NITHE and IEI also. So this is a very useful tool. It talks at a 5 stages how we can go about it. That is identification of hazard as per the judgment, like our executive engineer, subdent engineer, even road users, even NGOs going every day on the same spot and coming back. They know that there is a blind spot, there is likely to accident to takes place, and there is a slippery area, there is a rockfall area. So road safety audit can be triggered on those kind of things. Assessment of risk followed by an anticipated likelihood of its happening. These are very important factors in any of the RSA. Then recommended measures can be given to any extent. Like it is not only the marking, it is not only the geometric, it is not only the design, it is a structural also. If somebody feels that I need to have a flyover, I need to have an underpass, I have to have an overpass to take this conflict area, likely conflict area. So we should go, we should not feel shy about it. Let the higher up in the person over there who have to take a decision, he will take a call. Why I'm saying all these things? In one of the cases, an FIR was lodged against my team, saying that they very well knew that this is an accident spot. They have not carried out safety audit. They have not sent a proposal, so they have to be blamed for it. And that was true also. I acknowledge also. That was true also. So what I am trying to use my experience to tell you, that if you feel as a practicing highway engineer, it is going to create an issue, we must immediately trigger it. It is good for the society, good for the people also. Now, I am going to share some of the outcome of road safety audits. If you see where the roundabouts were provided, it reduces the fatal and injury crashes by 60 to 70%. There is nowhere where the roundabout was to be provided because it was a direct uh, plus type of intersection. So roundabout was given because the low speed to one state highway, one national highway of high speed, state highway of low speed, and they were crossing just by help of traffic lights, and it was not working out. So the roundabout was given these kind of low volume, low speed intersections, and it saved 30 to 70%. Similarly, medians provide a laminar flow. It also saves 45 to 80% of various head-on collisions and severe crashes. Besides that, there are rumble strips, visibility signs, road lighting, etc. That is well known to everybody. Now, coming to black spot management, there was an observation that black spot management policy is actually not very effective. But I would like to tell you this black spot management policy was triggered when there was no policy existing around 7 to 10 years back. Now, after 10 years, we have now graduated to RSA. Now, and RSA also we have graduated to intelligent tools, satellite imagery, and then other means also. So we should, but we still not exhausted all our black spots in Indian roads. Whatever 1.75 lakh kilometer of national highways we have, we are unable to last 10 to 15 years, unable to resolve. Like today morning, Honorable Chief Engineer was mentioning that there is one point in national highway in Jharkhand which is last 10 years as meeting accidents. So that's a black spot. So what I'm trying to tell across is that this policy is not to be discarded, but if it is there is a black spot, 3 to 5 injuries taking place or 10 fatal takes place in last 3 years, it's a kind of a trigger which is a tool available to our engineers. So we must utilize this. The method is very clear. You identify, then you analyze, you prioritize, treat, and then evaluate and give a solution. Then somebody at a policy making stage or approval stage will have to take a cognizance of it, but you cannot sleep over it. In fact, I was wondering how come that point was this thing last 10 years there is a black spot which is existing in Jharkhand. Because when I was there in Delhi, every week somebody was taking a review, and every month Mantriji was taking review and asking each and every state how many black spots rectified, not rectified, why not rectified. So this is where on black spot management, not to be discarded, given its due. until we clean all the black spots on the existing national highways and state highways. Most important thing which we ignore is when we carry out repair. That is when work zone safety is involved. Our people are working, repairing, either they are cutting shrubs, maintaining medians, filling up potholes. Very important. And half of our people leave it to supervisor or maybe the chief of the gang, which is supposed to do it. They are given one bolero camper. They take few bollards over there. They place it over there, and especially in today's road when the drivers are going with a great speed, vehicles are very potentially mechanically strong. So we must see that early warning areas have to be earmarked, transition area have to be earmarked. So a thumb rule says if there is a 40 kilometer of the speed which is general in that area, at least 25 to 30 meters are required to stop a vehicle or to reduce its speed. Similarly, for 100 kilometer per hour, if somebody is traveling, he will take 120 or 110 meters to stop. That thing has to be kept in mind. Some drum or something, some people with the red flag has to be placed that far distance, not immediately over there. So this is also important as far as road safety is concerned. Road safety is for all users, including for the workmen who go over there and repair for the sake of other road users. So I will come to the digital tools which are available these days. As they say, ki the technology multiplies the engineering. So here is the digital technology which is available to us. ITS, which sends Intelligent Transportation System, which sends beforehand what's going to happen. AI, which analyzes it after analysis, it gives you some prediction. It may happen, it may not happen, and it may simulate also. If like the study which was being done by based on that Patna city, it is actually simulating with the help of AI, which Professor Saab is also doing, which I was requesting it should be done on high speed also. Then the decision matrix also can be provided by AI with the interface of our own engineers, because human intelligence can is always supreme than the AI. AI will have a database, but human intelligence will always have an innovation on that. So these tools are available, CCTVs are available, message signboards are available, speed cameras are available, traffic management centers are also now there, then V2X, IoT, these kind of technologies are available. So when we plan a road or we go for its rehabilitation or we go for retrofitting or we go for black spot management, we must take a focus on digital tools available with us, because it will multiply your engineering, and that engineering is going to safeguard the road users interest, especially the crashes which takes place. They say any data which you collect, put an intelligence on that and connect it with various other tools available, take action, your roads will become very safe. This is a thumb rule. This is what is the planning people think or sitting on the top who approve the projects. So I've given this formula at the down below of my slide. The data plus intelligence plus connectivity with other tools available, and then take a action. What action can be arrived of it, and then once you implement it, your road will become more safer. I'm just going to show you very briefly some results of RSA, which has taken place. I'm not going into much detail because I collated it from the website of National Highways people. If you see Ahmedabad and Vigram Road and Bangalore and Outer Ring Road, those people who have traveled over there. So the photograph tells you there is an open median on the left side and Ahmedabad Vigram Road. So this median was creating a conflict zones. The many pedestrian, motorcyclists, they got injured here. And similarly, the marking was very poor. So there were 32 crashes which took place, which included 15 deaths in 2018 and 19. Then after that, the U-turn was refused, and then the speed was maintained. The channelization of the traffic was done. So the reduction which is taken is 83% crashes were reduced and 87% of this is the importance of that RSA which we were talking. Similarly, in Bangalore Outer Ring Road, 51% crashes were reduced and 48% this thing. This photograph is before and after. We may not find much difference seeing it from a far distance, but if you actually go on ground, you will be able to see more difference. NH34, West Bengal, Durgapur, Islampur. which was audited in 2023. There were around 393 crashes which took place in a span of 3 years, 2019 to 22, and the 214 people have lost their life, unfortunately. And then there was some repair work was carried out, and in that repair work, the service road was provided, medians were channelized, footpath and crossing guardrails, etc., were given, and the retro-reflective signs and the marking and speed calming and cameras were also placed over there, which has reduced around 25 to 30% of the fatal accidents and the serious crashes. This is the importance of a soft approach of maintenance of any highway, which we have conceived it in 10 years back. 10 years back, we didn't know the behavior of the traffic. We didn't know the mechanical condition of the road. We didn't know the what kind of drivers would be there, what will be their psychology, like the psychology of those two-wheelers which are going to deliver a food or medicine in 10 minutes. If they don't deliver over there, they're going to pay penalty for it. They're going to go fast. They will not follow your lane driving, not follow your signal. They will not give you indicator. They will not apply brake also. So these things have to be prevented by giving a median. He does not cross. By giving a non-accessible road, you give fully controlled access. That is the right word. The small vehicle cannot, or you provide a service road where the merging of the traffic takes place. This will enhance the road safety aspects as far as users are concerned. Last but not the least, we must remember road safety is not an act. It's an habit for all stakeholders, which emanates from the designer, highway engineers, followed by the road user as well. Now, how far the automobile industry fits into it, that I'm unable to comment on it because my competence doesn't speak. But yes, I know there are certain feedbacks where the camera has been installed into a goods carrier. That camera is fitted with the internet device. If the driver feel drowsy, that message goes to the owner of the driver. So these kind of, or there is a braking system in case the steering doesn't move for, let us suppose 200 meter or 300 meter, the automatically brakes are applied. So these are the advanced things which are under research. Camera thing is being already implemented. What Tata and Mahindra people are doing it, that I'm aware of it. So in this habit part which I'm talking is, I'm talking only with respect to the engineering part. And the other part, other stakeholders, like how the medical people will behave, how the police will behave, that I'm not commenting on here because I don't have much exposure on the subject. With this, I have concluded my little walkthrough model of road safety aspects and its challenges. There are certain road safety pocketbooks which are available. Like Uttarakhand government have issued a very good booklet, which is there with me in soft form also. They have also made the pamphlets in which various road signs are there, and they are putting those road signs and do's and don'ts in every school. I've got a copy of it. If anybody interested can take from me. I've got a hard printed copy of that. This is an A3 size of this thing for school children and for the driving schools or where toll places also where the people can see and all these things. So I'm now will be glad to take any suggestions, interactions, or questions, please. So, any queries, please?
So it was a very insightful presentation, very deep dive analysis of what road safety is all about, and very good data about the clear stopping sight distance required at various speeds. So as Colonel Manmohan Singh has to leave now, most of the speakers will remain here for facilitation at the end. But since he has to leave, so we will honor him with memento and Angvastram right now. So for that, I would request uh, past chairman Sanjay Sen Sahab and current chairman both हमारे संदीप भगत साहब both come on the stage and jointly honor him with Angvastram and memento. We would honor Colonel Manmohan Singh. Please come forward. So Colonel Manmohan Singh has come all the way from Delhi. He presented this seminar as a speaker. So जोरदार तालियों से उनका स्वागत किया जाए और हम अंग वस्त्रम देकर इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ इंजीनियर्स झारखंड स्टेट सेंटर की ओर से उनका सम्मान और सर से रिक्वेस्ट होगा कि आगे भी सेमिनार हो तो उसमें आप आते रहें, हम लोग का यूं ही ज्ञानवर्धन करते रहें. Before we call the next speaker, Akshay Saranji, I will call you. I would like to honor our co-chairman for this, Saroj Kumari. Please come on the stage here in middle. And I would request chairman of the technical session to present with rose flower. Co-chairman, because co-chairman got changed. Please honor. Now, I would invite next speaker. He is MTech in transportation and a certified road safety auditor. And he is from the Spurs Engineering Company Private Limited, Ranchi. And his topic of presentation, as you know, is about case study of road safety issues in Mumbai-Pune Expressway, isn't it? Yes. So please welcome him with a big hand on the stage. And I request Chairman Saab of the technical session to honor him with a rose flower. जोरदार तालियां. So this is a very relevant topic, a case study of a particular highway stretch, Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Good afternoon, everybody. मेरा नाम अक्षय शरण है. I would present on the case study of Pune-Mumbai Expressway. Although my earlier presenter has already uh, given overview of almost all the road safety aspects in India, nevertheless,
First, we should understand what is road safety. Basically, road safety is what we propose on a road so that the users, the vulnerable road users, the road communicators are safe. Basically, it's about the road design. Then the people who walk on the road, people who drive on the road are the main road users. We have to make the road safe so that it's safe for everybody. So road safety refers to the measures taken for road crashes, road injuries, fatalities, and protect all road users. In order to build that, we have to enforce people to learn, educate. Vehicles should be safe. The road should be safe, and enforce certain measures so that everybody follows it. As we know, India has the largest mobility in the world. There are lots of roads. The roads are capable of traveling from 80 kilometers to 120 kilometers. Nowadays there are expressway, highways, access control where the speed limit is above 120 kilometers. That takes in consideration a lot of road crashes, fatalities. The crashes causes human loss, serious injuries, economic losses, traffic congestion, all these things together. Although this slide has already been presented by earlier presenter, the two things what I like to add, the maximum number of crashes or the fatalities in India has been contributed by Tamil Nadu, MP and Kerala, followed by other states. This data is of 2022, where you can see there are a lot of crashes and fatalities. Major road safety issues in India are overspeeding, distraction, drowsing, drunken driving. Speeding is a concern where nowadays a lot of technology has come. The cars, the two-wheelers have an excess speed. Due to a lot of technology, people tend to speed overspeed when the road is in a very good shape, especially on highway, causing accidents. Uh, People who drive vehicles on a intoxicated state in the influence of alcohol, they also cause a threat to the road users. Uh, they People who don't wear seat belts, helmets, precautions while driving. Poor design of the road also causes the threats like improper curves, inadequate shoulders, lightning, signages, poor signages, hazard markers. Weak enforcement also is a concern where there are no less number of CCTV cameras, speed guns, where the department, where the enforcement does not take proper action to challan them. Emergency response cases are also there, which are very less in our state, actually in all over India. Trauma facilities are very less. Where when an accident happens, there are less trauma facility that the people had less medical facilities. Crash victims are not entertained. Consequences of road accidents are human consequences, uh, loss of life, permanent disability, serious injuries are there. Psychological traumas are also there after when a person
loses his arm or a leg during an accident, it causes a psychological trauma for all his life. Economic consequences are medical expenditure, loss of income, property damage, and reduced productivity. Social consequences are concerned with when a family member, the head of the family member dies, it affects the whole family throughout the life because that he was the bread and butter gainer of of the family, and if he loses his life, family is affected by it. Then transportation consequences are traffic congestion. When an accident happens on the road, the traffic is halted for 2 3 hours. Uh, it's disrupted. Suppose ambulance is passing by, it is disrupted. The life is in danger. So the transportation costs are also of a great danger. There are four E's approach of road safety. The first is engineering. Engineering basically refers to safer road design, curb design, use of sign and signages, proper lightening of road where there is a dark place. Second is enforcement. Enforcement reflects to speed control, drunk driving check, proper use of helmets, seat belts, and enforcement of traffic monitoring devices. Then there is education. Education is awareness given to the drivers, road safety audit education. Uh, Basically, I do road safety audit in parts of Maharashtra. So the first road safety audit, what I do is educate the contractors, the person who are responsible for building the roads. It's a part of the initiative taken by the NHI. So you have to serve first, give awareness to the contractors to build a good road, take proper measurements during the placement of signages on the road that they are building. So education is a very important part of the 4E. Then there is emergency care. So if an accident happens, the the proper ambulance facility should be there. Proper trauma center should be there in the nearby places. As you can see, in NHI, there are proper response center uh, at the nearest toll plaza. So they inform the nearest hospital that there is a certain accident has happened in the place, and also by the ambulance services are rushed to that. Now we come about the road safety management in India. So road safety management in India is the first, as my earlier presenters have already focused on the black spot identification and the treatment. Then there are road safety audits. There are a lot of safety authorized auditors who conduct road safety on the design stage, the construction stage, plus pre-opening stages, so that the roads are safer for use. Then there are speed enforcement measures like speed guns and all that. And then there is intelligent transport system management system has been launched by NHA on all the new routes. They are mandatorily used at all toll plazas. CCTV and traffic monitorings are there. Improved sign and road markings are there. Crash barriers play a very important role on the roads that are on a high terrain because maximum accident happens on a Ghat section where there is no provision of a proper crash barrier. Emergency response systems are also uh, part of it. And as I already told, is driver education is very necessary and vehicle fitness. So the vehicle should be fit. It should be fit to travel. The tires should not be flat. It should be a firm tire. It should not lead to any accidents. Now I come to the case study of Mumbai-Pune Expressway. This is the first access control expressway in India, also known as Jaswant Rao Chavan Expressway. Almost 94 kilometers of expressway built by Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation. It starts from Mumbai and ends in Mumbai. And as you can see, the red portion is the Ghat section. Maximum number of cases recorded till date is in that Ghat section only. Why this expressway was developed? There was already and it's traveling from Mumbai to Pune, NH 48. The existing NH was not properly designed. It was a longer route, and a lot of accidents used to happen in that. So, Road Development Corporation planned an expressways that would be a shorter length of time. The initial construction started in 1990s, and it was completed in 2000, but operational in 2002. So the existing Mumbai-Pune expressway is a corridor experience increased traffic, lot of congestion, longer travel time, and higher accident rates. Already